Today we are going to be unboxing the newest wave of My Hero Academia Funko Pops, as well as an older one. This is actually the one that came out in the previous wave, but it is the first time I've gotten it. So I thought instead of trying to make this absolutely massive Funko Pop fit into a tiny short, we're just going to unbox it here. So we'll do that last, but we're gonna unbox these first and we're gonna review them and kind of look at them because there's a few I want to compare them to some older pops. So we're gonna do all that and then we're going to review or rank them all at the end. So let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm gonna save the Pop Plus is for last. They're more, interesting. So we're gonna do these three standard ones first, which we did get 6 of them. Now there is technically another one. There is the Dabi Chase. I did not get Dabi's Chase. It is one that I am not really interested in because it's just glow in the dark. Glow in the dark Funko Pops just aren't that interesting to me. I like different molds. I like different paint swaps or whatever. Glow in the dark only works if you turn the lights off, and I don't want to turn the lights off to look at my Funko Pop collection. I'd rather have the lights on and just look at them. So I'm only going to get the one here. If I would have got the glow chase, well, I would have showed it to you, but I didn't, so I'm not really worried about it. But everything else is here. There is a Deku that technically is part of this wave. It's a PX Previews pop, but I didn't really, technically it's not, it came out before. So I'm gonna consider these 6 the main ones from this wave, and we're gonna talk about them today. Now I got these from just Funko.com, but you can get these pretty much anywhere. They are currently at my local Hot Topic if you want to go there and get them there, or if you want to go to, I'm sure Box Lunch has them now. I'm sure Target and other stores will be getting them very soon. So just stay tuned to wherever you buy your Funko Pops and they'll be showing up pretty soon. If you do want to order them through Entertainment Earth, I do have a link down in the description and you can get a discount on anything you order through Entertainment Earth. They have a lot of Funko Pops and it gives me a little bit of kickback if you use that link. So I would be very grateful. If you want to go check them out, you can. Okay, so first up here, and like with the Demon Slayer video that I did a couple weeks ago, I'm not going to, give you like really close-ups or whatever. I'm just gonna kind of hold it here and I'm gonna tell you my general opinion on it. That way it's kind of more of a casual setting. I think that's better for Funko Pops. Funko Pops are not known for their detail. I think they're more fun, and that's what we're gonna do today. So the first one up here is Star and Stripe. Now, this is a character that I wasn't necessarily that excited for whenever I first found out about her going in the anime, but she became one of my favorite characters in the anime very quickly, and I am very, very happy that we got a Funko Pop of her. Now, I do think there are some alternate versions of this pop we could get. However, My Hero Academia is kind of unique about that to where they don't really give a ton of variants to to certain characters. They just will make more characters. Now, not always the case. I mean, these 3 are characters we've already gotten. He's a character we've already gotten. But they do prioritize giving us characters like this, and I'm very happy with that because I think, going into the season we're in now, this is a very important pop to have. Now, let's look at her a little bit here. They did have some pretty good detail. You can obviously see all of the red, white, and yellow there, and blue, but yellow as well. But you can see there a little bit of issues on her cape over here. I don't know if I can get that on camera. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. But, I mean, overall, it's not bad. It's not bad by any means. I do really like her mask here. Sometimes those look a little goofy. I just unboxed a Lemillion pop to where it had his mask on. Wasn't that good. This is not the case. She's very nice. Now, she does come with a base, so she stands up just fine. I've mentioned it before. It's surprising how many Funko Pops just don't stand up. Let's go with Lady Nagant next. So I think this is a character that we could get some variants of more so than Star and Stripe because she, is kind of has 2 very recognizable versions of her character. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who might not be caught up, but I do think there is some opportunities to do a like an alternate version of this character. Now, whether that be in like a con exclusive or a store exclusive, I don't know, but I think you really could do a variant of her. But the coloring on this figure looks really nice, and I will show it to you here. I love that purple and pink. I think it looks really nice. And I do like how they have given her this pose here to where she's kind of walking. And the detail on her arm here, to where you can see there to where it has the gun coming out, really cool. This is an overall, like a really cool character. And I am very happy they did her justice here. Because I think the hair there, I mean, that's really, like, it's very surprising how many even anime figures will have a hard time doing multicolored hair. It just doesn't look right, or it'll look really weird because they'll sometimes do like a shade that isn't quite matching up right. They nailed this one. This is a beautiful little figure here. Now, you know, compared to the other ones we're getting, like we got a new Stain, we got a, you know, these all three of them. I'm not going to single one out just yet, but all three of these are highly anticipated figures. So yes, by comparison, she is, you know, probably one of the weaker ones of this wave, but I do think she is a very good pop. I'm not disappointed with her at all. Also, base stands up just fine. All right, now let's get to Stain here. So Stain is a bit of an interesting one because I would like to compare it to the old version of Stain, but I have not gotten the old version of Stain. He's kind of hard to find now, since I just got into the My Hero line recently, and you may have noticed if you follow the channel, go subscribe if you want. I've been posting a lot of My Hero Funko Pops over on the short side of it, and if you want to go see them, there is a lot. But Stain has been one that has eluded me so far. Maybe I can find him fairly soon, but for now, I only have this one to go off of, and he looks pretty good. But let's get him on his little base here. So when the first few images of this pop started to leak, I was kind of worried that he would not have this base. And this pose here really concerned me because I was worried that it would not stand up very well. However, it did come with a base, and it seems to stand up pretty well. Now, recently, there has been some Funko Pops that, you know, they have a base and they still fall off, but this does not seem to be one of those. And I do think they did a pretty good job. He does have some detailing on his shirt there and everything. It's kind of hard to see because of the posing that they gave him here, but I think overall, it's not bad. It's not bad by any means. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get into the Pop Plus. Now, if you are unaware of what a Pop Plus is, a Pop Plus is a slightly, ever so slightly, more expensive Funko Pop, but they put some detail into it that the normal Pops usually don't have. So instead of like this little clear base, they usually will make kind of a detailed base. Instead, we'll look at those. They have done a few of those with these, and we'll see about those. From my experience, the Pop Plus line has been very, very good. I have not gotten a Pop Plus that I am disappointed in so far, and I actually would be fine if this actually became more commonplace over these. So I'm actually going to start with Tomura here. Now, this one is a really interesting one for me because it's the first one of his character that I have, but I do think this is going to be kind of like the ultimate version of his pop. Now, could they make a version to where like he had all the hands coming out that he uses in the final fight? Yeah, and I think it would look really, really cool, but, you know, how would you do that exactly? Because that would be a massive pop. Now, they could do it. They could absolutely do it. But I'd be worried that it might end up looking goofy, or some people might say it's a waste because, you know, 90% of the figure would just be hands. But I think it'd be cool. But getting him out of here, yeah, that is a nice looking pop there. Now, I would almost say this pop version of him is probably more based on his battle between him and Star and Stripe. Spoiler. But I think it looks really nice. You can see the base there. Like I said, it has a much bigger base compared to, like, let's compare it to this one. You can see it's a much bigger base, and it has all of this rocky kind of detail down here. I think it looks very nice. It has like the little shockwave thing to where he's jumping. Looks really cool. I do like the detail on his arms there, as well as on his chest. Looks really nice. And then the detail on his other hand here looks really nice all around. And obviously the face there with that smile, that is, I think, you know, they don't give, you know, mouths to all of the Funko Pops. They kind of do that very sparingly. I think this was a pop that definitely needed a mouth and definitely made a very, it made very good use of the mouth. Now these next two are quite possibly the most anticipated My Hero Pops that I have been seeing people talk about. Ever since I've got into it, people are saying I am excited to get these, and here we finally are. I'm going to do Midoriya first, and that is his Vigilante get up here. And I want to compare it to the old version of him in his little bunny outfit thing, and compare it to that. And this is not necessarily a thing for Funko Pop, because his outfit in the show drastically changes between when we first meet him in season 1 to when he's here. And I think it's just a compliment of the show, but this is a really cool looking pop. You know, compliments to the character design. The character design of Midoriya here and Deku, basically, Vigilante Deku is, I guess, what you would actually call it. But I mean, the detail on his hair is good as always. He's got his little cape now, and then the little details on his feet to make it stand up better. Very nice, as well as the whips here, having those now. Looks really nice. And that mask, I mean, that just looks beautiful. And, you know, you would say, well, it's got the Funko Pop eyes. That looks really cool, in my opinion. To, like, you made a Funko Pop scary. That is really good. That's really impressive. Now, this is the one that was concerning me. This is the one that I thought might have a trouble standing up, but nope, not a bit. That one's going to stand up just fine, and it looks nice. I mean, it looks... The detail on this, like that could easily have not been that detailed, but they did. They went out of their way. They made it detailed. They made it look nice, and it shows. It really does show. Now, like I said, I thought it'd be fun to compare him to the old version. Now, this is not like the actual one with the full mask. I don't have that one yet, but I do have this version to where it's kind of broken there, and I thought it'd be cool to compare the two there. The show really grew up. It really grew up. But this is very season 1 fun. This is very season 7 epic. So yeah, really cool, really cool. Now, probably the most anticipated pop that anybody wanted, and it is the white-haired Dabi. Now, this is a Funko Specialty Series exclusive, so this is technically not a standard release, but they've basically made this specialty series to where it gets released everywhere. Originally, the specialty series was only supposed to release like comic book shops, but that's ended up, I mean, everywhere gets this now. So you can get it on Funko, you can get it other places. It's not that hard to find, but it is technically an exclusive. But I'm really excited to get this one out of the box. Now this is a plus. It is one of the Pop Pluses, but the old Dabi that we got, well, we've gotten a few Dabis, but the newest Dabi, besides this one, the newest black-haired one, was a very detailed Dabi. And it's actually, I'm going to post the short of the black-haired Dabi today. So if you want to go watch that short, you can. But it is very detailed. I'm curious on how it compares to, and that was a standard pop. So I'm very curious on how that compares to this one. We'll look at that here in a minute. But this looks really nice. I mean, that's a nice looking pop. Now, Dabi has already had this really nice face that they have kind of nailed with all of the stitches there and then the detail on the purple there and everything. It looks really nice. The hair looks really nice. They've just basically painted it white. But now they've given him this flame effect here, the flames on the base, as well as kind of an updated pose and everything there. This Dabi is not much different than the Dabi that we got before, but they had to do something a little bit different because he's got to have the white hair now, so they had to, you don't just want to recolor it. That'd be kind of cheap. So here we go. Now, like I said, I will be comparing the two here. And so this is the new Dabi. This is the old Dabi. This is not a Pop Plus. This was a standard Funko Pop. This is a Pop Plus. So technically this is about $3 more. And you can see there the detail comparison. Like, maybe there's a bit more detail on like his outfit there, but overall I think they're about the same. Is that a criticism of this one? No, I think they've done a good job, but it definitely is a compliment to this one. This one, they did a great job whenever they came out with this one. Okay, so before I get in unboxing the big one back here, I want to real quickly rank these. I want to give my, ranking of these, and I'm going to give them a grade, each one of them. So in last place, I'm going to put Stain. And this is not necessarily that I think this is a bad pop. I think it's a good thing, and I think, now people will have another chance to be able to get Stain. And so I'm very happy that we have a Stain pop again. However, I think it is the weakest out of them by a good margin. While I don't think it's bad, I think the pose is a bit weak. I just think it's kind of bland, and I think him squatting there, I said the same thing about Sasha's pop back whenever Attack on Titan was coming out. I said the same thing about her. I didn't really like the squatting pop. I never really liked those because it kind of hides the figure, and this one is no exception. I don't really love it, and so I'm going to put it in last place here. Now in 5th place, I'm going to put Star and Stripe here. Now this is not because I think there's problems with it like the Stain Pop. I just think the others are much better. I think this is a very solid pop, probably an 8 out of 10, but I just think the other 4 here did a really good job. And the one that surprised me the most here is the Lady Nagant. I think I'm saying that right. But I think she really surprised me. This is a nice looking pop. The hair, the dress, the gun, it all looks really, really nice. And I am very impressed with basically all of it. I'm going to give this a solid 9 out of 10. I don't think it would go anywhere above 9. I think it could be like an 8.75. But it is a very good pop. Yes, it's not the most, it's probably the weakest character-wise out of this whole line, but I think it is a very cool pop to have, and I think they did this character justice. Now, these 3 here, easily the top 3, but determining what is the best and what is the worst is a bit tricky. And I'm going to have to say that the worst one out of the 3 is Dabi. Now, this is not kind of a knock on this Dabi figure. I think it is a good figure, and I think they did basically exactly what people wanted. However, I just don't think they did enough to make it unique from the old Dabi. The Pop Plus, I mean, with these 2 as an example, they really have been going above and beyond on these plus things, and they are making them stand out from the old just standard line Funko Pops. This one doesn't stand out enough, and I think he does kind of make you think, okay, well, why couldn't he just been a standard pop like the other Dabi was? I get why they didn't, because probably if it was released now, that old Dabi pop would have been a plus, but I think that doesn't excuse this one. I think they could have improved on it a little bit more, maybe a little bit more flames, maybe a really cool pose or something. I don't know, but definitely the 3rd best, but not bad. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10, barely above her. And then there were 2. Now, I'm going to give number 2 to Tomura here. So I think this is a very cool pop here, but I just don't think he stands up to the new Deku here. This Deku pop looks amazing. I mean, this is one of the best Funko Pops I have ever seen. It is just so cool. It's menacing, but it also has that Funko Pop charm. It is the whole package, and I love him so much. I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. For a Funko Pop, that's a definite 10 out of 10. Now, we have one more thing to do before I let you go here, and that is this big Ryukyu, or Ryukyu. This is the character that we meet in the arc with Eri. She is the character that, the floaty one. The main character, Deku's girlfriend. It's what she goes and does her training or her work stuff with. And this is a pop that I really didn't think we'd get. So I was really, surprised whenever I discovered there was one actually already out. And I have never seen this one until I had to order it. And that is not that, I wasn't into it, so I didn't see that it had come out. No, I never saw this one come out anywhere. And that's a big conversation really for me, for Funko Pops, anime Funko Pops in general, is that I just think they are really, like, if you don't get this line right now in stores, you might have a hard time finding some of these, especially like Deku, Tomura, or Dabi. Now these three might be a little bit easier to find, I mean, maybe, but I can't guarantee that. I mean, the previous line is hard to find. I've been trying to find the Nana, the one of the All for One, and or One for All. I've been trying to find her, and I cannot find her anywhere. So I am still looking for her, but it's interesting how hard some of these waves are. But this is actually a really cool one because it is the first jumbo figure, jumbo Funko Pop that I have gotten that is not just they took a standard pop and just made it bigger. This is actually like, you couldn't make this pop in a small version. It has to be this a big one here. And this is really cool. I love the detail on her hair to where it kind of matches. I mean, that's a compliment of the character design, but I love how they did that there. They did the face there with the mouth. That looks really cool. And especially because you can like see into there. You can kind of see through there. If you can see me through there. But that's really cool. And I'll try to, Deku's falling over, but you can kind of see back into there. You can see the tongue and everything. A lot of detail on that, as well as the detail on the eye there. Didn't need that, but that's really cool. The detail in the hair here, these little hair accessories, really neat. And that's completely ignoring the really cool dragon details. I mean, that's really cool. I mean, this is a fantastic pop. And she even has a chest for a dragon. I didn't know dragons could have, a chest, but apparently they can. And it's well done here. So that is all for today. Now, before I let you go, I'm going to do one more thing, and I'm going to I'm not just going to show you a short clip here. This is my new My Hero Academia setup here. It's still a work in progress, and because there is so many My Hero Academia Funko Pops, I'm constantly having to change the way this looks. So that's where I'm at right now. It's going to change again, but for now, I'm very happy with how that setup looks. I don't even know exactly how it's going to look but whenever I'm recording this. I'm recording this for the future, and then future me is going to make that setup look really cool. So there you go. But I'm very happy with how it is turned out so far, what I've done, and then future me is going to update it so these guys can fit, and I think it will look really cool again. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I am doing a new thing to where if I don't have a Good Friday video ready, I'm going to do something Funko related because some of you do enjoy the Funko videos and I'm going to put them out. And if you don't want to watch them, you don't have to. There is still plenty of other videos throughout the week. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you guys very soon with more videos on Funko Pops, anime figures, anime shows, whatever else. But until then, thank you so much for watching.